If I turn my blade on curve, would you still love me? If I minimize my net worth, would you still love me? Keep it 100, I'd rather you trust me than to love me. Keep it a whole 100.
Hey everyone, it's Judah back with another video. Today's going to be a tutorial on how to do a backflip on the trampoline. So the backflip is actually one of the harder flips to start learning, mostly because you don't actually, like, you're more worried about going over your head, and that's like typical with most, or that's typically what happens with most people when they start. So when you learn, or when you start learning the backflip, there's a couple of things you want to be able to do first, or at least learn before you go for a backflip. One is a cartwheel. It doesn't have to be super clean as long as you are able to go over and land on your feet again, like I am showing you right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the cartwheel to progress to go over our head, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So first off, we're going to start just with a regular cartwheel, okay? It's not that hard. Next, we're going to kind of turn our shoulder away from the direction where we're going, and then we're going to jump. We're going to go over like I'm showing you right here. And last, but certainly not least, for this cartwheel progression, is that we're going to start facing pretty much straight back. We're going to jump and turn into a cartwheel. A 90-degree cartwheel, which is not that hard to do. You may, if you already know how to do a back handspring, like if you know how to do a back handspring and it's somewhat clean, I don't even know why you're watching this. You should just go for a backflip, okay? But it's going to be like a back handspring. So after we do that, it's not necessarily going over your head. You're half bailing, but it's not building. You're not doing it enough to where it builds muscle memory, and that is the key part. You want to do it enough to where you get used to it, but not build muscle memory. We're gonna learn this move called the macaco. Here's a general look of them. So pretty much it's a cartwheel, but instead of going to your side, you're going kind of halfway. So look, if you're going to do a cartwheel, you're going kind of like you're going over one shoulder. But this one, you're kind of going across the shoulder, almost like a cheek gainer. If you guys know what that is, then cool. So after you get comfortable with macaco, we're going to go into a back handspring. Now it doesn't have to be clean, because most of you guys, if you're trying to learn the backflip, most likely you haven't learned the back handspring. Because if you knew how to back handspring, then you would have known how to backflip. Okay? It's pretty much the same motion, just without the hands. It's a little scarier, but you know, if you throw yourself over, you'll get it. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna kind of start off in a sitting position, and then you're going to throw your arms over your head, and with your eyes, you're gonna follow your hands as they go over. Now, keep in mind that this is not how you do a backflip. You're not supposed to, when you do a backflip, you're not supposed to actually follow your hands. But with the macaco and the back handspring, you're supposed to follow your hands. That way your body will kind of adapt to the shape that you're trying to get it into, and you will go around. So when your hands hit the ground, you want to snap your feet back down. And that's how people get rebounds out of it. Some people can get really high rebounds. Now that we've done the progression steps, we're gonna learn the form for the backflip. So I like doing the 1, 2, 3, or step 1, 2, 3 form. Well, that's what I'm calling it. Not a lot of people call it that. So first off, to step 1 off, we're gonna start with our hands above our heads, and then you're gonna bring your arms behind you into a squat position. And to finish off, that was step 2. This is step 3. We're going to do this whole explosive movement, and we're gonna jump. Just so you know, on a trampoline, if you just try to jump from standing, it's harder to get a lot of height. That's why it doesn't look like I'm jumping very high. But as you do it properly, you will get enough height to actually do a back. That was step 3. So you did your 1, 2, 3 steps, you know, or one through 3, and you got comfortable with it. You did it 3 or 4 times. So we're going to keep the same first 2 steps. The only step that's going to change between these 3 progressions, or 4 progressions actually, is the 3rd one. So this time in the 3rd one, you're going to do the first 2 steps like I showed you, but this time you're going to jump and you're going to bring your knees up and grab them like it's a tuck. So so you did that a couple times, you're feeling good. The 3rd part to this learning the form is gonna keep the 1, 2 like I told you, and you don't change that ever, because that's going to be your starting form, is what you're going to do next is, instead of grabbing your knees, you're going to jump up and land on your back, like I'm showing you here. So after you do that a couple times, you get used to falling to your back. Next, this is number 4 step into learning the form for the backflip. So now, first 2 steps are the same. We're gonna jump up, tuck, land on our back, and then we're gonna go over our head, like I'm showing you here. Now, you may not be able to get it first try, because your mind is like, no, I'm not doing that. But drill it. This is the one that's you're gonna have to do the most. The other ones you're gonna do about 3 to 5 times when you know you've gotten it. Okay, so after you finally get over your head a couple times and you're feeling good, that move is called a kaboom. So now we're gonna go on to actually doing the backflip. So this part is a little iffy, especially if you don't feel comfortable yet. Use those progressions again, work on your back handspring, get used to going over your head, or use the macaco if you can't back handspring just yet. Use those moves to really help get over your fear. So now when you go into the backflip, you're gonna jump with your arms up, and then here's the key thing, to get more height. Now this may sound counterintuitive, but when you jump up, your arms are over your head and you're starting to kind of arch. Look at something in the distance that's like eye level straight in front of you. What that will do is it'll keep your chest up, and that's the thing, is that if you do a backflip properly, you rotate around your chest. So if your chest's higher, you rotate higher, and then that means you land higher, which means there's less likely of a chance that you will fall on your head. So after you've landed it a couple times and you're feeling great, I do have a video on the backflip variation. I would advise you guys go checking that out if you're just learning the back, or you learn the backflip and you're like, I want something new and fun to try. If you guys are able to land the backflip because of this tutorial, leave a thumbs up and comment down below how long it took you, if it took you 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or took you 2 days. Who knows? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you liked the video, hit like, or if you found it informative, keep up with, subscribe, and keep up with all the content coming out, and share with your friends if they're trying to learn a backflip. Stay safe, train hard, peace out.
I'm on the way.